New developments in Georgia. Russian and Georgian troops are involved in a standoff in the Georgian city of Gori. There are reports still today of artillery fire. A plan for Russian troops to leave earlier in the day seems to have collapsed. Joining us now from Tbilisi, Georgia's capital, is Sky News correspondent Andrew Wilson. Andrew, good morning. What is the situation on the ground in Georgia today?
Harry, lots of activity here in Georgia, also in the diplomatic arena and also behind the scenes. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice now on her way to Paris to meet with President Sarkozy of France, and then after that she'll travel here to Tbilisi to play the American arm of the diplomatic pressure to see some sort of a peace deal come through. Now, 2 American transport planes arrived overnight carrying emergency aid for the 60,000 or so people displaced by the conflict here. The Russians were a little niggly about that, but I think they're going to let it pass. They're starting to claim that the U.S. is favoring Georgia over Russia. Not really fair, considering this aid is pretty badly needed. There'll probably be a couple more flights before the week is out as well. But the real energy at the moment is focused on the ground. Are the Russians and the Georgians holding any kind of ceasefire or not? The town of Gori, south of South Ossetia, where most of the fighting took place, but has also been pretty badly damaged, still has Russian tanks in it. Now, that was considered a violation of the ceasefire. Yesterday, it was hoped the tanks would withdraw. They didn't. Moscow said, give us 48 hours. We need to move our troops around, hand over to the Georgians properly. So again, there's a waiting game today to see if the Russians will move out. We've just had reports from Gori of the sound of explosions. We don't know the cause of those explosions, but of course it sounds rather ominous if we get news like that. The Russians have said they need the rest of today, and they have promised that they will hand Gori back to the Georgian police tomorrow. So if the whole plan goes ahead, we should see something of a lull by tomorrow. Everyone's waiting for that at the moment. Back to you.
Andrew Wilson, thanks very much from Sky News. Joining us now from Washington is CBS News Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent Lara Logan. Lara, good morning.
Good morning, Harry.
So this uneasy truce continues there in Georgia. U.S. military planes on the ground there now, bringing relief. Condi Rice in Paris, on her way now to Tbilisi soon anyway. What is the message the U.S. is trying to send Russia?
Well, there's no question that both Condoleezza Rice and President George Bush have come out and said, we are siding with Georgia. The Russians must honor the ceasefire and they must withdraw their forces from Georgia immediately. But the real question is what they can do if the Russians don't choose to withdraw immediately. And at this point, no one really knows what Russia's intentions are. It appears if they can remove Georgia's leader, Saakashvili, then that's really, if they can do that without having to take Georgia, they appear to have achieved what they want. But it's really uncertain at this point, and no one knows exactly how far the Russians intend to go.
Do you have the sense that the United States really can affect any outcome in this conflict?
Well, it depends on what you're willing to do, Harry, because if they're willing to go to military action, of course they can affect the outcome. That is not on the table, though. It's been made very, very clear. And of course, with the U.S. tied up in the Middle East, as everybody knows, a lot of insiders, military intelligence officials are saying, who's really what are people gaining here? Are they hoping to tie the U.S. up in another kind of conflict and draw their attention away from elsewhere? And there's a lot at stake, more obviously than just Georgia and this tiny little region.
The Russians have made clear their intentions to have some domain over these conflicted territories of South Ossetia and Abkhazia. They're certainly not going to back down from that. I can't imagine that they would withdraw from either of those areas.
Well, not completely, no. They've had troop contingents there, obviously, over the years, and there's a Russian-speaking population there. This obviously goes back centuries, but what the Russians want is control over Georgia, and right now having a pro-Western, pro-American leader there who's been quite antagonistic towards the Russians, that doesn't suit them at all, because once again, it won't surprise you, Harry, to know that this region is, of course, about access to oil. Georgia's got the Caspian Sea right there on its border, and the oil comes from the Caspian Sea. It flows across Georgia into the Black Sea. And that's the oil that goes to the U.S., that's the oil that goes to Europe, and having control over that is absolutely critical in this case.
Lara Logan in Washington this morning, thanks so much. Do appreciate it.